When I first enlisted, it was to be in IT,
Yeah.
and there's a saying, at least Navy side, they're like, oh well, at the end of the day, it's needs of the Navy, so they're just gonna put you where they need you, and quite literally, I was in for 7 years, and for the first half of it, I did nothing IT related.
Yeah.
However, when you first initially join, you got to go through your A school. Other branches they call it tech school. You have to learn how to do your job, and I got some IT certs through that, CompTIA, and so like I always had that back knowledge, and of
Yeah.
course, like whenever stuff would come up, like hey, like during a brief or whatever, they're like, "Hey, the projector's not working. Where's our IT?" And I'm
Yeah.
just like, "Ah, shit, gotta go
Yeah.
figure it." Even though I have no hit, like,
Gotta
but
go
they were
work on a
just like,
projector.
"Yeah, no, I was." What everyone else knows as an MP, we call them MAs.
Mhm.
I was security forces for the first couple years of my career, and then the second half I transitioned into a deeper role, and then now that's what I do civilian side. So I'm an IT contractor uh, in a specialized field of cybersecurity for the Department of Defense.
That's cool. So you see all the
So
secret shit. That's awesome.
and you know what's funny about that is there is not too much that is secret anymore.
Yeah. No, I feel you. Yeah. Conspiracy theory is now just conspiracy. So
Oh yeah, no,
yeah.
like yeah, like what you like if this was like 5 years ago and I
Yeah.
were to get on like if TikTok and whatever existed, like I would have been famous by now because I would have like I would have been like, I told you I wasn't talking shit, I told you it was all true.
Yeah. You'd be like Alex Jones, just a lot less crazy.
Yeah, nothing about frogs.
Yeah. Yeah.
that I can speak on. There's
My
nothing
fa-
about frogs.
my favorite thing that dude said one time, he's like, "Listen, Joe Rogan, I'm mentally retarded." I was like, "Are you fucking serious, bro?" Retarded. I'm like, what the
Like
fuck,
he
dude?
really set the tone.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
listen.
You see the look on their faces too? They were like, "What the fuck?" Yeah, that
No,
shit was
that's
good
that's one for the internet archives, like
for
for
sure.
sure.
Yeah,
I should
yeah,
actually do that as a little sound bite. I can
yeah.
I can do little sound bites in here.
Oh, that's cool.
Uh, yeah. So like I was just gonna fuck around and just be like, everybody, welcome, Mister
Yeah,
Andrew
yeah,
Winter.
yeah. That's cool, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
love everyone. But sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Like you got
yeah,
to kind of like click them every now and again, and they take a second to boot up. And
yeah,
uh, like I was shit. Like some of them ain't working.
yeah.
Yeah, all right, whatever, right, all
It's all
right.
good.
No man. So you were. I was actually kind of surprised when you said when you called me right before this, and you said you were on Diablo.
Yeah.
Do you do a lot of like gaming? Are you like a modern gamer type?
Oh yeah,
Like, are
dude.
you
Like,
running like a huge like PC rig and everything? And
not a huge PC rig. I mean, it's viable. You know what I mean? It's pretty good. Like, I can run everything on ultra graphics and stuff, but it's not like
right.
top of the line. But
Yeah, you're not having like polar ice winter cooled Intel
oh, I have all that.
i13 like
Yeah. No,
okay,
I
okay.
have the water cooling system in here. I've got I forget what GeForce graphics card it is, but it's one of the newer ones, and that's really all you need. And then some RAM. Like a bunch of RAM.
Yeah.
And it's like, if
Yeah.
you got that, dude, you could figure it out. You know what I'm saying? But this thing
Oh
never
no,
gets too
100%.
hot. It's always fucking cool. It's like, and I could run, what's it called? Elden Ring on here, like fully blown, and it'd be good.
Yeah,
But
no staggering, no frame
yeah,
rate issues, no loading issues, no
nothing. Yeah,
like
it's
you're just
perfect.
no dude, that's awesome. Did you build
Yeah.
it yourself or did you get it pre-built?
I actually, I had a laptop I was playing on for a while, and I just haven't had money to buy a new one. And a buddy of mine got a new computer, and I was like, dude, let me buy your old one. Because this guy buys like every time something comes out, he's got the new shit. You know what I mean? And I was
Yeah,
just
I
like,
got a buddy like that.
yeah. I was like, let me get your old one, bro. And he was just like, all right, like $300. I was like, sold, dude. Sold,
Yeah,
dude. I'll
no.
take it.
Just
It's
yeah,
probably like
yeah.
it's in total. It's probably like a $1,200 PC, $1,500
Mhm.
PC if you bought it on like fully built.
Gotcha,
So
gotcha.
yeah, but I've
No,
built them
that's a
before.
literal steal.
I was just
Oh,
telling my
nice. Do
wife.
you have a tech background?
Yeah, a little bit. Like I did my CompTIA. I got my A plus through CompTIA, and then
Hey,
yeah,
nice.
yeah, and then I did. This was years ago though, dude.
Right,
And then
right.
I did the Cisco networking classes, networking
Yep.
administration. I went through
Yep.
all of that and got my certification in that.
So
And
your
then
CCNAs and your CCNPs and did
yeah,
all that.
exactly.
Yeah, hell yeah, man.
And then I went through. I was like, because I was when I did all this stuff, dude. I was just coming out of homelessness. Like I was living in bushes
Yeah.
for about 3 years before that.
Okay.
Like on drugs and all kinds of shit. And I got sober and
Yep.
was like, all right, I'm gonna make something of myself, you know. And so
Fuck
I go and
that.
so I go and do all this shit, right? I spent like fucking a couple of years in school, like doing stuff, you know, and then fucking go out and look for work, and people are like, "Are you crazy, dude? Like, we're not gonna hire you." Like, I have identity theft on my record. I have a felony identity theft,
No.
and I'm like, dude, I didn't even think about that. Like, I just wasted all that fucking time, but it was whatever, dude. Yeah.
But I mean, you still figured it out, right? You still still made it. Still, No, that's actually kind of crazy. I didn't expect us to have like a similar tech background. Did not expect that at all.
I mean, I'm no expert. I'm really rusty, so it's been a while.
Sure, I mean, use it or lose it, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Was that alongside the time of like the music when you were like when did music come into play when you were doing the tech stuff?
Well, I mean, I've been playing music since I was about 15 years old, but I started, this was during Shadow of the Colossus, our first album, 2010.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, no, actually it was the second one, cause I got sober in 2011. So
nice.
Yeah. And then,
sober since then still?
No, I fucked up a few times, but
hey, you and me both.
Yeah. I mean, it's
you and me both.
The way I look at it, bro, is people shine a lot of praise on time, and it's not time. It's like it's wisdom, right? It's the wisdom that you gain from the time, and it's wisdom from the times that you fuck up, and like you learn from that. And you, man. Like I'm 37. I'll be 37 next month, and dude, I've lived like 3 lifetimes in one life. You know what I mean? And that's what I feel like. So it's like, it's cool. Like
100%, man.
I'm grateful for all of it, dude. I've done a lot of terrible shit and I've done a lot of good shit, you know? So.
Right. Just literally living life and figuring it out.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Just making it work. And when I was, like my alcoholism was really bad before my last deployment. Because, you know, the one I went on right before that, you know, really fucked me up, right? Typical, you know, vet with PTSD, right? Shocker.
Yeah.
And I was really it was super fucked up because I joined into the reserves, and for, you know, anyone who doesn't know how the reserves work as opposed to active duty is, you know, you're just a weekend warrior, and you can drill out, you know, instead of showing up every weekend for a couple months, you can do what's called drilling out, and you know, go do some stuff for a couple weeks straight, and then you're good for the rest of the year. And so I had 4 months left on my contract, and I was like, fuck that, I'm just going to drill out. Like, I'm already talking with this job. I got hired. I was going to be doing IT work out in Bulgaria. They take me to their onboarding. Like, I'm doing OJT in Kosovo and Germany. Like, and then that's when I started my music stuff. Like, I was like, I'm going to finally get serious with it, and I'm going to, you know, blah, 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 blah. And then literally 2 a.m, I'll never forget her, Jenny from Houston. She was the messenger. And she was like, hey, dog, you got orders. Pack your bag. And I was like, no, I don't. She was like, yes, I do.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, man. And
you were already at home.
It was, man. Like, and I was like, right when I get shit going for me, right when I like start to establish shit, right when I, you know, Uncle Sam just drags me right back in, and
that's what they do,
then,
man.
Man, like 100%, just plain and simple, you are government property. As soon as you sign on that line, and
I feel like you're government property from the moment you're born. Like that birth certificate is that's like a
you know,
that's a certificate showing that you're owned by something. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
I mean, we're assigned numbers, right? Our social security. And
exactly.
Like, we are integrated the moment we slip out.
Yeah. I mean, why would they have like public schools where they're just like teaching you things to like work in factories and like be a fucking peasant and ant, you know what I mean?
Yep.
It's
once you view it all from a certain agenda, from a certain angle, it all makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, it all makes, and they're not even hiding it.
Yeah, totally.
So blatant.
Yeah. I've always fought against the grain with all this shit, and like always thought like open-minded and trying to like, I feel like I always feel like people are trying to run a game on me. You know what I mean? Like in a lot of ways, you know,
Yeah, man.
like I
Yeah.
mean, in any aspect of life. And like I used to tell my dad, my brother this shit, and they're just like, "You're fucking crazy, dude." And like my brother reminded me just recently. He's like, "I remember when we were kids, and you were sitting there yelling at me like." Like, what the fuck are manners, dude? Like, people just made this shit up and like told us that we have to do this. You know what I mean? And he was just like, just do it. And I
You're
was just
not
like,
wrong though, man. You're not
no.
wrong.
Like, why do I have to do what they say is okay? Like, you know, like,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
You know, I for some new music that I'm coming out with, two songs specifically addressed it. One, because I was like, what the fuck is tradition? I was like, it's just a means
yeah,
of control, you know. And I was like, it's just peer pressure from dead people. I was like, fuck
yeah. Peer pressure and dead people. Yeah, dude, it's kind of true. I think tradition is something fucked up, but if you look at like culture, I think culture is awesome. Like I think it's cool
Yes,
because it separates us from as people or who we are, you know.
exactly,
Like, and
exactly.
I think that's awesome, dude. Like, I was actually talking to my wife just recently, like, because we were trying to figure out what we wanted to do for our future, you know.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
right now, I own a business. I sell meat door to door. Right. It's
Okay.
nothing super special, but I sell meat. And
And my ADHD had a little twinge. How
no,
does
it's
that
okay.
compete with Butcher Box?
Oh, I go way cheaper and it's better quality, dude. I deal directly with farms and butchers, so that's like it's kind of like
Ooh,
a passion thing too. Like people
hell
think it's
yeah.
all about money, but in reality, it's like, dude, I want to make sure that because it's my way of fighting against the system. You know, like
Dude,
you've got
and I love how you say that because when I did my little like just my personal little deep dive and I'm
Mhm.
sorry to cut you off.
No, you're
However,
okay.
it all works in theme and everything. I'm
Hmm.
starting this podcast because and you're the very first guest on it by the way. So,
Cool,
thank you very much for that.
no problem.
And I'm gonna have because I'm pretty well networked, so I'm already gonna have a bunch of other people on, and what I found in life is that, like you said, it's not about money because we find our purpose through contribution,
Yeah.
and whatever we're passionate about, it's kind of like if you ask yourself the question like who else is gonna do this?
Hmm.
If not
Exactly.
me, then who?
Exactly.
Like the world
Yeah.
needs that, society needs that.
Yeah.
Whatever that answer is for you, like
Hmm.
just fucking do it.
Yeah. Exactly.
So like
Yeah.
how did that work with like you had to find the butchers and you going door to door, like
Well,
how does all that work?
so originally I started off with a company and we used to sell, it was okay product, you know, but we were trying to convince them that it was worth all this money and I knew that it wasn't. And I was just doing this. I did this for like 2 years, 3 years. I made great money, you know, but I was just like, I was like, I feel like my integrity is in question. Like, I don't feel like I'm doing something that I actually feel like is good. You know, like I really felt like I was conning people, and I don't want to do that. Like
Gotcha.
I
Yeah.
did that shit for the first half of my life, bro. You know what I mean? And I don't want to do that anymore. And so I was like, you know what? Fuck this, dude. I'm going to start my own thing. And so I just started my own thing, and I did a bunch of research. Found a butcher out in the Sacramento area, and started dealing with him. And then now I've moved on to another butcher, and I've just kind of like built my thing. And I do like wild caught seafood too. I won't do any like farm raised seafood because it's like they pump them full of hormones and all kinds of garbage, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so my thing is like I want people to be healthy, right? And I make my prices less than the grocery store because I want to destroy the grocery store. Like that's my goal. Like I'm like,
Snaps all
yeah,
day.
the way I am is like why like how much money is enough money? You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
it's
right.
like come on, bro. Like especially like with McDonald's right now. I don't know in California they did this thing where it's like they have to pay them $20 an hour now at
Okay.
McDonald's, and the fucking like fast food companies are complaining. It's like, bro, like you guys make so much money. Like,
Dude, and
why
it's
does it matter?
only it's because it's only in the States. It's so
Yeah,
wild. I
yeah,
was
yeah.
I'm out of like kind of my like social group. I'm one of the few who like has traveled the world, and I sound crazy talking about certain things when I come back to the States.
Hmm.
And right, because the bottom line is we're in a capitalist society. So
Hmm.
how do we get the most out of spending the least amount, right?
Yeah,
That's going to be
exactly.
every corporation, every business, right?
Hmm.
There's no such thing as ethics or ethical consumption under
Yeah,
capitalism.
that's wrong, dude. It's
And
not good.
yeah, dude, no, it's man. When I found out my first time, like talking with like just some Europeans and getting some friends and whatever, and kind of they were asking me about like our systems and our whatever, and I was like, yeah, I was like, when, before I joined the military, I was super broke, and, my electricity was shut off, my water was shut off, the eviction notice on my door. People were trying to break into my house or my apartment, so they broke into my car instead, blah, 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 right? And they're just like, wait, 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 wait. They shut off your water? And I was like, well,
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't like pay for it, so like everything costs money if you don't pay. And they were like, yeah, so we have a continental law that the government is not allowed to shut off our water. We need it to live.
Wow, dude.
That is,
Yeah.
and it blew my mind, right?
Yeah.
It blew my mind. I was like, there's entire continents that are actual like humanitarian,
Yeah.
a
Well,
little bit.
and we're so used to it, dude, that we just kind of
Yeah.
like it's just background shit,
Yeah,
Oh,
no, literally,
gotta
man,
pay
it's
the
so
water bill. Yeah.
normalized,
Yeah.
and you were talking about the food, how you don't do that farm stuff, you only go organic, and literally, dog, like every time I go overseas, like I naturally lose about 10 to 15 pounds
Oh yeah.
just from what I eat out there, because
Yeah.
out here everything is full of sugar, full of salt, full of
Mm-hmm.
stuff we can't pronounce, everything
Preservatives,
comes in a bag or
fats,
a box, and
antibiotics. Yeah.
yeah, man, it's a whole thing, and
Yes.
and like I said, I sound crazy coming back over here, and I'm trying to just talk about it. I'm telling people about it, and like to the American mind, it's hard to understand
Mm-hmm.
that there are other systems that are viable besides like the belt fed
Yeah.
production system.
Yeah. We're like inherently like greedy and like I mean, it's just
100%.
like I think we're just kind of born like that. Like I feel like a child shows selfishness the first time when they realize that they can cry for a bottle. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, man.
it's like
No,
and
like
it's like if you're not taught a certain way, you know what I mean? Like
yep.
not to indulge too much in one thing, like have moderation and shit.
Right.
And just be grateful for what you have, not what you
Mm-hmm.
want. Because what you need should be exactly just what you want. And like that should be it. Like there's
Yes.
extra things, and if you're not noticing all those things and being grateful for them and showing you're grateful for them, then what's the fucking point? Then you're just going to become
Yeah.
a society of greedy ass motherfuckers.
And tinfoil hat Alex Jones moment.
Yeah.
I
Listen, Joe, I'm really retarded.
That's when he set the tone.
Yeah. Yeah. They're turning the frogs gate, Joe.
And what was it? They're putting something in the water.
Yeah,
like
making the frogs
it wasn't
gay.
fluoride. Yeah. Oh my god.
So funny.
I gotta. I need to write that down. Like and add that little audio clip to the.
Yeah.
But no, like I do think it is like it's kind of like in our DNA because right as humans, right, or just as living beings, it's survival first. So
Mhm.
like we do need that like kind of taught and trained out of us, like just slow down a second
Yeah.
and notice that we have running water.
Yeah.
Like we have food, we have, like
Yeah.
you'll always want something, but
Mhm.
like you just said, like focus on your needs first and you'll
Mhm.
realize that your wants are actually not that important.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I can
As
like
long as
I
we
live very simply. Well,
Yeah.
you can't tell. I'm going through a move right now, so I got some boxes
Okay.
behind me. But no, I try to live very minimally, very
Mhm.
simply, and like things to me are just things.
Yeah.
And it's kind of something that when I first got with my fiance, I noticed that it was just kind of a different concept, to her, like, and I've noticed it's also a little bit of a different concept to other people because I'm just like, yeah, don't get me wrong, like I want my things to last, I want to have nice things, you want to get the most use out of them,
Mhm.
but I'm like, if it breaks, like, like it is what it is. We don't need another one of those. Like,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
might want one. We can go without it. We've
Yeah.
been fine. Like, but then again, I've camped out in armpits of the world where I barely had a blanket to fit me and
See,
a
that's
pillow
what it is
that
right
wasn't.
there. That's what it is right there. A lot of people in America haven't gone without. And it
Yeah.
shows, man. Like they don't know what
Yeah.
it's like to not have nothing. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like I woke up every day for a few years in a bush, you know, just like no social life, no nothing, bro. Like
No,
I had
literally.
to like literally fight every day just to feed myself food and drugs. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like that was
Yep.
all it was. But it's like people haven't gone without. And so they think that, oh, I'm entitled to this. It's like, you're not, bro. You are
You're
not.
really not.
You're
And
entitled to your 3 human instincts, and that's it, bro.
literally,
That's it.
and I was just literally, I think it was just 2 days ago. I was telling my fiance, we were driving back from somewhere, and I was like, ask any veteran, any service, anyone who's transitioned out. The first thing that we notice about just like civilians
Yeah.
is that one, there is a severe lack of just situational awareness.
Yeah.
Like severe lack.
Yeah, yeah.
No one knows what's going on around them. No
Oh,
one
yeah.
cares what's going on around them.
They're not used to watching their back all the time. They're looking over their shoulder.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then the entitlement. The
Yeah.
entitlement is crazy.
Yeah.
Even just like I remember one of the days I came back, and it was actually Veterans Day, coincidentally. And my girlfriend at the time, she was like, "Oh, let's go to IHOP, and you coming back from leave, and this and that, blah blah." And I was like, I mean, I don't want fucking red, white, and blue pancakes, but what the fuck ever,
Yeah.
Like this was your idea, not mine, but yeah,
Yeah.
And no, like I was waiting in line, we were checking out, and they were like, right, naturally they were busy, so like the line was kind of fucked up, and like whatever, but like I've clearly been waiting there, clearly been standing there, and then this one lady just like kind of walks up, looks, sees everyone, and then just cuts in front of me, and I was like I kind of lean and look at her, and then she turns around, she was like, "Well, I mean, you were just standing there, so I don't know." And I was like, "You know what you did."
Yeah. Fuck, dude.
I was like, "You're a grown-ass adult. You know what you did."
She wouldn't have said shit if you didn't feel guilty. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
exactly. And yeah, no, just and it's little shit like that, whether it's driving on the road or just interacting with people, just in everyday to day life,
Yeah.
And there really is like a little transition period where like even though like the military was such chaos, like there's still a system of like structure and order, to where it's like the foundations are pretty much set, like they're pretty much set. But coming out into the civilian life where like kind of anything goes.
Yeah.
Like, and
dude,
everyone's living wildly different lives.
You're speaking
So,
the
like,
same language of like recovery. Like it's the same thing for me. Like,
dude,
like
100%.
I'm in a like I do this program. I'm not supposed to mention it, but I do this program,
Okay.
and they say it's called it's a design for living, right?
Gotcha.
And this guy always makes an example of it. He's like, fucking 651 I Street is a design for living. That's the downtown jail out here, right?
Okay.
He's like, this rehab over here, that's a design for living, right? The military is a design for living. Once you get set out into the world and you have to build your own design for living, it's just like, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
No, have you seen the TV show Community?
I have not. No. Nuh-uh.
It's a comedy. It came out back in like the 2010 era. It was made by the same dude who did Rick and Morty. So just to kind of give you an idea of like the type of comedy, it's a little slapstick and but it's live action.
Hella
right?
dirty.
If you know who Childish Gambino is, that was one of his first big acting roles. He was one of the main
Childish
characters.
Gambino, dude. I love
him. I've been following him intently for years.
Great actor, great musician, dude. Just all around,
everything
just a
he does is just
talented
all value.
Dude. Yeah, totally.
100,000%.
He's like one of the only people born with a silver spoon in his mouth that I actually respect.
He even says it in his music.
I know, dude.
Like, I was born rich, life ain't fair.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Silver spoon, cool.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
And there's an episode where a professor was a prior felon, gets hired, and then shenanigans happen, and one of the classmates ended up being a veteran, and they get into this conversation, and so the professor was like, what it's like being a part of the system. He was like, the only thing that separates us is our uniform. And when I first heard that, like I was like, oh my god, like that's so fucking true. Being a part of, because there was like, tell me not, like there was a point in my life I was told when I could and could not take a shit. I was told when I was allowed to eat. I was told, I was and like quite literally, you integrate into a whole different culture. Like we're taught how to walk a certain way, how to talk a certain way. Even my handwriting, they were like, you have to write. And we write in caps lock. In certain ways and everything, and like quite literally, you adjust and change yourself to integrate into a completely different system. And living off of the government, right, off of government means, I kind of sat back and I was like, you know what? I was like, there's actually a lot of truth to that. I was like,
Yeah.
I can't even talk shit on that
Hmm.
because it's not until it's you don't realize what you've been taken for granted. Like you said earlier, like if you
Hmm.
haven't gone without,
Yeah.
like I know what it's like living a life with no rights.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
just straight up, Uncle Sam said, "I own you. I'm gonna
Yeah.
fuck you every single day. You're going to like it.
Yeah.
And if I want to use lube, we'll
Yeah.
see.
Yeah. Man. Blood and fire for
We'll
Lou
see.
only. Blood and fire.
Yeah. Only the days you get promoted, I'll use
Yeah.
lube.
Exactly.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
You're welcome. Yeah. Yeah.
So no, that's yeah.
I'm
But no,
actually
when,
like
when you
pretty.
said that, it just made me think of that. Say again.
Yeah, I'm pretty astonished, like how like similar, like our lives are completely different, right? Like you went into something good
Mm-hmm.
for yourself, and like went to the military and fought for the country, this and that, right? I took a completely different route where I just like destroyed my own life, but the outcome has become like the same for both of us, like
Yeah,
the
man.
worldview and everything. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's very cool. Like, well, because I didn't join me personally, right? Because everyone's gonna join for their own reasons.
Hmm.
But I was supposed to go to college to become a video game designer.
Hmm.
I went to a trade school my last 2 years in high school. I earned my cert in that, and then I couldn't afford college, so I was like, all right, well, let me go to community college, and then like I couldn't get any grants or loans or this and that. It was too expensive, right?
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, fuck, what am I gonna do with my life? And then like I was like, okay, well, I can't afford to read a book. I don't really have any skills that are really. All I've done is like worked at a call center, bagged groceries, like.
Hmm.
So then I was like, and then like at this time, like I said, I had no electricity, I had no water. I was working 3 jobs. I was dead broke. And I was like, I literally need to change my entire life. And the only way I knew how to do that was
The
jump
military.
headfirst into the yeah. And
Yeah.
so went through that whole process, and even then coming out on the other side,
Hmm.
uh, like it's ups and downs, like anything else. Uh, but I joined because I wasn't doing well.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
I joined because like, and I was thinking about it one day. I was like, who in their right mind signs themselves away?
Yeah.
I was like, that's wild. That's crazy.
Well, if you think
I
about
was
it,
like,
you weren't in your right mind. You were stuck. Like, what else are you supposed to do?
survival.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's survival.
Literally. So, I mean, and when I first joined, like, I was like, this is fucking tight. I was like, I got a bed to sleep in every night. I got 3 hot meals every night.
Yeah.
And then they're like, get in line, go to the, and I was like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
kind of in prison.
Yeah. Yeah. Showtime! Showtime!
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Wake your ass up.
Wake your ass up,
Lights
yeah.
on. Fucking
Yeah.
yeah. Everyone to get up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
For
fuck,
sure,
that's
dude.
funny.
That's
But
awesome.
no, that's so wild how. I mean, it kind of seems like even before, we went completely different directions. We kind of lived like, I don't want to say parallel, but it
Hmm.
kind of seems like the paths, were
Yeah.
still like same direction until
All
we
the
we
experiences and
made
shit. Yeah.
until we
Yeah.
made a decision to do whatever, and
Yeah.
then we figured out along the way, and now we're
Yeah.
here, and now you can play Diablo.
Yeah,
On
exactly.
your dope ass computer, and
It's
you
like-
can do all that.
It's like that Johnny Cash lyric, sooner or later God's gonna cut you down. Like, I love that lyric, dude. It's
Damn,
like no
that's
matter what
heavy,
you do,
actually.
no matter what you do, you're gonna get cut down. Like, and I don't necessarily believe in like God or whatever, but it's the idea of it, right? Like,
Yeah.
sooner or later God's gonna cut you down. I don't care what you're doing. Like, you may think you're on top of the world, you're gonna get shit on one of these days, and it's gonna hurt, and you're gonna be like, I need to transform and change and evolve and adapt. You know? Yeah. So
100%. Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I respect Johnny Cash. I'm a passive fan, but I don't know him like that. So I don't
Totally, yeah.
I don't know that lyric and everything. Like, but that's heavy. Like,
I'm just a
goddamn.
music fanatic, bro. Like every single genre of music, I love it. I don't care what it is, dude. Like, even I listen to classical, jazz. Like,
Same.
I have classical songs that I relate to fucking portions of my life. Like, I hear it,
same.
it makes me think about a portion of my life,
Yes.
And it's like,
same.
that's for me, that's what music is, dude. Like, and when I listen to like even my own songs, right? Like, I'm not like some like egotistical maniac where it's like, oh, I'm fucking sick, right? But like when I hear songs, like I remember like like a year ago, I was just going through old stuff and listening to old songs I did, and I listened to this song I wrote about addiction, and I started crying, bro, because it like brought
Yeah,
back all that shit. And I remember
absolutely.
I literally brought myself back to remember writing it, and like when I was writing it, I was in such a fucking hole, dude, and like I just felt
Yes.
trapped. And when you read the lyrics, it's like I'm literally stuck there. And you listen to the lyrics, and it's just the same thing. Like, and it
Yep.
just brought me back, dude. And other people don't relate to the music that you make like you do. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
that's what I love about music, dude. It's the only thing in the world that can immediately change your mood. Like it's like the next thing closest to drugs. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
Like
literally.
it's just
Literally.
like, yeah, like when I was in rehab too, they even told us like you want to avoid certain types of music because it can literally drown you or bring you back up. And when you come back
Mm-hmm.
up, you're going to come back down eventually. So they were like telling us to avoid different types of music. I was like, fuck you, I'm listening to music. I'm not gonna,
Yeah, facts. Yeah,
yeah.
no, I'm
But
like by you telling me not to listen to music is already causing me to go
yeah,
down.
I'm
So
pissed
like,
off already. I'm ready to leave.
yeah,
Yeah. No, but
I'm
like
gonna go listen to what you told me not to. Actually,
yeah, I just thought that it was pretty incredible how they actually brought that up in a serious like
yeah.
business setting for drug addicts and alcoholics.
Oh
Like
yeah, man.
music has
I
that
can't.
power, dude. It's
No,
fucking
it
wild.
does because well, I mean, right? Because and especially like as creatives, our specialty is capturing a moment, right? Capturing that moment. And when I was dealing with my severe alcoholism, and I don't know if you listen to any of my stuff, but one of my best performance songs, it's called "The Baron," and I specifically wrote it to like be like I was like I want this to be like an accessible song, right? Because I was like I'm not the only one going through this,
Hmm.
So I wrote it with like radio play in mind, if that
Hmm.
makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
And to that effect, it has been the most successful because it is the most palatable
Hmm.
out of yeah, you know how it is writing metal.
Yeah.
So but it was during a time where like literally man like I was just what's that Eminem lyric just drink a fifth of vodka dare me to drive
Yeah,
and just like
exactly. Yep.
literally just bottoms up and then
Yep.
fuck it and then
Yep.
yeah dog I was being so reckless right amongst plenty of other things and just one day like I think it was about a week if not a week and a half I don't remember how many days went by but I literally like I was dying I remember waking up, I was on the floor, and I was like, just like immediately, I was like, I need water. I was like,
Hmm.
I need food.
Yeah.
But then I was like, well, I was like, fuck it, I have nothing to live for. So I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to drink any water. I'm not going to. But then, it made me think of something in the past, and like, it's never, I was able to pull myself up and like eat a piece of bread and like literally just like drink from the faucet like out of my
Yeah.
hand and like I went right back to sleep because I
I was gonna
remember
say
my
within about 10 minutes you probably felt hella
yeah
better too.
like oh
Yeah,
yeah
yeah.
man like I
Physically,
still like
it's crazy how
yeah
much difference that makes.
and I
Yeah.
and I slept to recover instead of like to die.
Yeah.
But what made me actually get up was my brother when he passed away. He was a drug addict, and I hate to say it like that. He was addicted to drugs, and unfortunately he didn't make it. And the way that he was found was very awful. And so I was like I can't put something like that like on whoever finds me. You know
Exactly. Yeah.
because I was like, it's just what good is it just traumatizing other people,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So,
For me, it was like I didn't really like that I existed. Right. I
hmm
didn't want to die though, but really the sole reason why I didn't want to die is because I won't be able to use drugs again. That's how sick my mind was.
no, man, that's
Yeah.
well, that's how that works. That's how
Yeah.
substance they
Totally.
literally alter our shit, and then
Yeah.
like that's all we want. That's all we don't think about anything else. We don't, like
It becomes your lizard brain, like if you're fight or fight.
absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Fight or flight or whatever. It's just that's all it is. It's like I'm in fear, get high. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I'm really happy, get high. Like everything.
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
hungry, get high. Like it's crazy, man. But
And and I still drink it's in acute moderation now
hmm.
but I was just like I'm not going because I actually like drinking like
Hmm.
and when I say that like I love like juice and smoothies and energy drinks
Yeah,
like I
yeah.
drink more than a gallon of water a day and like and I actually, I don't know if you can see it. Excuse the mess, but I have a
So
little
good.
beer brew machine, right
Yeah.
there. And so like I actually like beer and I like this stuff and I like doing the
Yeah.
stuff, right? Just another outlet for my creative mind. And
Mhm.
so I was like, I'm going to be around it the rest of my life. But I was like, am I going to let it control me? Like, am I gonna have to do like this whole like, can't be around it, cut it off cold turkey?
Mhm.
Then I can't, go to any like lounges. I can't go to bars, can't go to breweries, can't go to certain restaurants, can't. And I was like, just for me, I was like, no, I was like, I need to get a handle on it. I was like, I need to get it back into control because just to me, by doing like the cold turkey thing,
Mhm.
like it controls me in a way. And
Yeah.
and it's kind of a fucked up way to look at it. And there are
Mhm.
some people who wholeheartedly disagree.
Mhm.
However, it has worked for me.
It's a
You
personal
know?
thing, dude. It's
Yeah.
there's a saying in this thing that I go to, and it's to thine own self be true. Just be true to yourself. Like
Mm-hmm.
whatever works for you. Like, I mean, the way that I believe fully, I fully believe this 100% that people should not be taking antidepressants. Those things are addictive and really fucking bad. You know what I mean? Take mushrooms. Straight up. Like that's where I
There's
look at
well,
it.
and I
Like
mean,
it's
well,
like
there,
there's
there's
studies
been.
that prove it. Like
And
it's
I was
like
just about to say,
it's
yeah,
yeah,
like
there's so much
literally.
there's no side effects, there's nothing bad about it, you know what
No
I'm saying?
long
So
term, no.
yeah,
And then
it's
we find out all these crazy, celebrities. They're out
yeah.
going to tribes doing ayahuasca and
Totally,
shit,
yeah,
and
yeah.
like,
Well,
like
it's like how do we decide what is good and bad? It's not
exactly.
someone telling you like this is good, this is bad, because the government's told us all that shit all the time. They told us marijuana was gonna fucking get us to shoot ourselves or something, like in the
Mm-hmm.
50s and shit, you know. And look at and now
Mm-hmm.
now it's legal and people are just smoking it when they get off of work. Nobody's dying,
Exactly.
you know.
Exactly.
So it's like
No, exactly.
it's like who do you really believe? Like I trust myself, you know. I know for me, bro, like I won't smoke weed. I won't do anything because I know that once I do that, I'm going to go look for what I want. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
know that I'm going to go get heroin or I'm going to go smoke
Yep.
some meth or whatever, right? And so it's
Yep.
like that's why I just don't touch anything. And the thing
Yeah.
is I've built my life and my with my family and everything I got going on right now. I'm so happy that I don't even need it. Like I don't even desire it.
Hundred
You know what I'm
percent, dude.
saying?
Hundred
Like
percent.
I
Like,
don't
and
think
that's you
about it at
beating it.
all.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you like it doesn't have control over you.
Yeah, exactly.
You realized and this is where I'm a little bit weaker than you. Because when I do drink, like, I can't have one or two. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to have four or five, or
Hmm.
like just as long as the night's going until I get tired, But I
But what's
don't
the
get
point?
like blackout. I don't get
Yeah.
sloppy. I don't get, like it's just like I mean, I have right. One of my issues is like I'm not really like fully connected with like my body, right?
Yeah.
So whenever I do drink, like it causes that like invisible wall to kind of dissolve,
Yeah.
and I mean, and being honest, like some of my best work has been like under the influence.
Oh, me
Not
too.
saying that like I rely on it or like I seek it out and like but
Hmm.
like I was when I was weighing things out, just being purely objective,
Hmm.
just being purely objective, and then I get weirdly focused when I
Yeah.
drink. Like
Oh yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
start cleaning the house. I get all these little tasks done.
Totally, dude.
I
Yeah.
put a schedule together for tomorrow. Like, and
Yeah.
so I'm like, I realize the danger in that, though.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I fully realize because I could easily just be bender every day.
Hmm.
But then like it's just like it's not healthy. Just plain and
Hmm.
simple. That is not long term healthy for anyone.
Hmm.
For
Yeah.
anyone.
But neither is breathing American air too. So it's just like whatever fucking works for you. You know what I mean? Like whatever makes you
Honestly,
happy and keeps you focused, doing whatever you want to do, that's fine. If it's not destroying your life, why not? You know? Fuck.
no,
I
hundred
think that
percent.
I think that literally legally everyone should be able to use whatever they want. Like I feel like you're a human being. Like you should use whatever
Yeah.
you want. I would still choose not to, because I know who I am. I've been through
Mm-hmm.
enough to learn that. But like, I mean, I always tell people like jokingly, like heroin's a great drug until you run out. You know what I mean? Like that's the truth of it all. Like when I was taking that shit, I was like, I'd go to work, I'd be happy all day, fucking kick ass, blah 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 blah. Everything would be fine. And then once I'm out of money and I run out, then I'm sick, I'm miserable, I'm willing to rob
Yep.
anybody just to get it. That's the thing is, it's once it runs out, it's like, I'm not promoting
That's
heroin, by the way. I'm not promoting
no,
that
no,
shit.
no, no, no.
I'm
And
just making a point.
I
That's
was,
all.
yeah, no, and I was actually going to piggyback off of that. I don't know if you know who Johnny Craig is,
I
but
do.
yeah,
I
and
do.
he's unfortunately famous for his addictions and
Mm-hmm.
the things that he was doing to fans while he was under the influence. And
Mm-hmm.
he was on a he was on an interview I think last year, and he said the same exact thing, almost word for word.
Mm-hmm.
He
Yeah.
said, he was like, well, you're euphoric, and then once it's done, it's gone. Like it's the most terrible feeling ever.
Yeah,
That
it
that
is.
crash, that fall
Mm-hmm.
down, the withdrawals, and you will do anything,
Yeah.
to get back there.
Yeah.
You will literally do anything.
Funny
So
story.
like,
Side note: I actually played Dance Gavin Dance's first show as their screamer vocalist.
no shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. There's a
Holy
video
shit!
on.
How long ago was that?
Oh man, it was years ago, dude. I was still in Conducting from the Grave. I think it was like 2008, 2009, something like
God
that.
damn.
There's a video
So
on YouTube, but it's hilarious because people are like commenting like, "Who the hell's this vocalist screaming? Like it sounds like garbage." And I'm like, "Dude, I'm a death metal vocalist. Like get the fuck out of here!" Like they just hit me up. And we're like, "Hey, we don't have like John is not because I was in a band with the drummer when I was 15 years old. Like and we've been
Okay.
really good friends for that whole time. I don't really talk to him anymore because he's like really busy and famous and shit. But
Yeah.
but like yeah, they hit me up and were like, we don't have any lyrics, just do what you do. And I was like, okay. I was like, this sounds like a good spot. You know what I mean? It's funny,
I mean,
dude.
that's kind of how it works. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
as a fellow vocalist, like,
Yeah.
people will, because sometimes people will send me songs just to get demo vocals on it, right?
Yeah.
And I kind of have like a Howard-esque voice. Not to, I don't sound like Howard at all, but that's the first thing people say whenever they hear my stuff. They're like, "Oh, Howard Jones, oh my god!" And
Yeah.
so whenever I'm doing like, but you can tell when they wrote the music without vocals in mind.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's just a constant everything going on. There's
Mhm.
no dynamics there, and
Yeah.
just literally I'm like, I mean, I guess I'll try to put something here.
Yeah.
Like, or I'll be like, hey, when you wrote the song, like what was the intention? What was the goal? What was the feeling? What was the vibe? Like, oh no, I just kind of wrote it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what I do?
So-
You know what I do is I will take a song and I'll put it on the Reaper, and then I'll record just bullshit noises in whatever phrasing that I want, and then I write words to that. Like that's how I write. It's like
dude,
the best way because I can get it exactly how I want, like exactly how I want, And it's like once it's there, then I'm like, okay, time to write lyrics to syllables,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that it's and there's nothing wrong with that process because what we're essentially doing when we're because I've had to do the same thing. I've actually noticed that if I don't record my very first like scratch demo vocals on my first listen through, then I kind of lose that like natural like playoff of the track.
Yeah.
And like because there'll be times like I'll go and I'll get like a dope melody or a dope pattern, good rhythmic thing, and then I'll go back to it like an hour or two later, and then I'm like, fuck, that wasn't what I did. I'm like, what did I do? Like, how did I?
Yeah.
And like I'll spend longer trying to like.
Yeah.
So like now it's
Gotta
a part of
record
my
it.
process.
Yeah.
Like my first listen through, I'll just do weird hums or words or contours. Like I do have a similar process in that, and like I mean, if it works, it works. Like in all honesty.
Yeah.
And Spencer Sotelo from Periphery was saying that.
God, I love
what
that
he
band,
does
dude.
First, yeah,
They're
they've
so
been
good, bro.
killing it, like
They are
right
so
out the
good.
gate.
Yeah.
And he was saying part of his process was first he gets the rhythm. He'll actually like get the rhythm of his sections first, and then he'll go back and like add the lyrics and adjust the melodies and everything. And, and I thought that was, I mean, obviously it works, right? It's very effective.
Dude, they're so good. Like we just had a birthday party for my wife's daughter, and that's like we listened through like Periphery 2, the whole album while we're cooking tri-tip. And just like everyone's digging it, dude. I was like, dude, this band is just so good, bro. Like they're really good. That's my favorite album by them. But
I go back and forth between 2 and 3. I saw them on the Summer Slaughter tour with Between the Buried and Me and Cannibal Corpse and
nice.
Job for
Between
a Cowboy.
the Buried and Me and Cannibal Corpse.
Yeah, dude.
What a mess, dude. That's fucking awesome, though.
It was a hell of a show. Yeah. It was a hell of a show.
I imagine what Corpse Grinder would say. He's like, these fucking pussies with their singing. You know what I mean?
Right, as he's doing it, spend his little shrieky, things in.
Look at your little baby ass bitch neck. Look at you. Look at my neck. Fucking huge ass neck, dude. Have you ever seen that video of him talking about World of Warcraft? Yeah. Oh, dude, it's so good, dude. He's like, fucking pussy ass blood elves in the Horde. Get the blood elves out of the Horde. He's so angry, dude.
So passionate about it.
Dude, yeah.
And like, you would never expect a guy like that to be into World of Warcraft.
Yeah, he's such a little dweeb, dude. It's so cute.
It's so funny, right? It's so funny.
Yeah.
And then come to find out, like, a lot of us are kind of the same.
Totally, 100%, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a trend in the metal scene. Like, we kind of all follow a similar framework.
You know what's funny is when I was a kid, like that whole way that us metalheads are right now, like super nerdy and shit, was like a bad thing when I was a kid. Like it was considered like a bad thing.
I got made fun of.
Yeah, me too, all the time. And now it's like hella cool. Like you collect Pokemon cards, you fucking nerd.
Right?
Like, fuck you.
Right? Dog, the first time I wore Crocs, these motherfuckers flamed the shit out of me.
Dude, the Jesus
And then
joggers.
now people, they wear the little charms on them and everything.
I know, dude.
Like, all y'all are fake.
Yeah.
All y'all are fake.
My wife has some pink high heel Crocs. They're so cool.
What?
Yeah, dude.
That's wild.
Yeah, dude, they're pretty badass.
That is crazy.
They got high heels on them and shit. It's fucking cool.
Because Crocs came out with a little Converse. They don't make them anymore, but they had like a little Converse type shoe. And I remember trying to save up for them. They were like $40, and I was trying my damnedest to save up for them. And then when I got the money, they discontinued.
Oh no, dude! It wasn't meant to be.
No, it wasn't. But this was still back when Crocs were like, they were only worn by like nurses. You know, they were not at all trendy. They were not at all. And I was like, I don't even know how shit like that works. Like I when I came back from my last deployment, my buddy was like bragging about him wearing Champion. And he was like, yo, dog, I just picked up this Champion shirt. I got this whole fit. And I was like, okay. I was like, cool. You spent like $11 on a...
Yeah.
He's like, no. And I was like, wait, what? Champion? From Kmart.
Yeah,
like,
from Kmart. Yeah, exactly, dude.
The socks wouldn't have the fucking spandex and they'd be falling on your ankles.
Totally,
You go outside and I was like, that Champion. Like the way that these companies have rebranded, like
the sweatshirts with a big ass seam, like huge ass seam around the neck, dude.
Yeah.
It's like practically a turtleneck, like
right? The way they've been able to flip in 180 and I'm like, it's crazy, dude. It blows my mind. My
kids are like some cool kids at school right now, dude, and they're like super fucking nerdy. I was like, dude, if you guys were that way when I was a kid, like you guys would have been made fun of every day.
Oh yeah.
Every day. Yeah.
You would have been coming home, you would have been all upset, you would have been, growing up like anytime like someone asks you like, is that an anime picture on your binder? Shut the fuck up.
Fuck you. Yeah.
Fuck you. Yeah. I love Inuyasha.
Yeah. But then that's like, I think that makes sense though with the metal scene because you've got all these guys that are like really fucking tough, and the reason for it is because we've just been fucking treated like shit,
poked,
like straight nerds,
bullied, like.
It's like, and now it's just like, I'm gonna fucking gut you, dude. Like, no fucking play with me, and then they stop fucking with you.
And like in the metal scene is pretty much like a collective of outcasts. You know?
Straight up, yeah.
It really is, and once again, who the fuck listens to people screaming in their ears?
Yeah, yeah.
But to us, just like I'll fall asleep to Lamb of God.
Yeah, totally. And then they have conversations about it, like I love it that part when he's like. Man on the part, it's like dissecting it. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Like we just love it,
Yeah, the way they just ice cream into low, like whoa, dude. Yeah.
And then crazy solos, extreme ass drums, and but like it tickles the eardrum. I like it.
Totally, yeah, I love it too, dude. I love it too. I love playing it, bro. Like the live show is my favorite thing. Like, where else can you stand up on something and just control a mob of people? You know what I'm saying? Like,
man. Yes.
Like just ultimate control, dude. And you're just like, and however you perform and be yourself in a certain way, you could be anyone you want on stage, dude. And whoever that you portray when you're on stage, all of the people will either fucking follow you or they'll go outside and smoke. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Like, and it's 100%. Like, that's when you're killing it. You're up there and you're just like I used to jump on people and I'd wrap the mic cord around their neck and fucking choke them out and like do all kinds of shit, dude. Like, we played a show in Reno one time, and I ran up the side. There was a bar, so there was the stage, and then there was a bar along the side where everyone was serving drinks and shit. And this is in Reno. And it was all the way to the back, dude. And everyone's back there thinking they're safe. And I was just like, I'm going to fucking destroy them. And so
Thinking they're safe.
Yeah. I mean, you got the fucking pit right here, and they're back there like, cool, this band's great, you know? And then I fucking kept running along the bar and just backwards fucking stage dive, and just like, everyone's just like, yeah!
Oh, shit!
Yeah. You're just like manipulating the crowd, dude. It's fucking awesome.
That's so
I love
awesome.
it, dude. That's like my favorite part about playing live. It's just like the control of the power, you know?
Dude, like, and that is honestly the best high that I've ever experienced.
Straight up. It's the only thing that you can control. Like, it's the only power that you actually have. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's
100%.
Yeah.
I've always been on the bigger side, so like crowd diving and jumping and like that's not in my cards.
You're like, they're gonna drop me. Yeah.
As soon as I jump, Moses.
Yeah. Part the Red Sea.
They're spreading.
Yeah. Or someone's gonna lose their life.
I'm gonna land on some scene girl who decided not to move because she wasn't paying attention, and you know, now we gotta. One of the we were actually the last time. I mean, really, this was kind of the last time I was on stage. We were opening up for a famous local band, and it was one of their CD release shows, and. Quite literally, like you said, everyone was just out smoking, people at the bar, whatever. Our, and we had a really good intro. We went from Vivaldi's Four Seasons into one of our tracks that was in like the key of the same song. So like just the way that we were able to like transition into it, it was it was beefy, it was massive, it was awesome, and it always got people to come inside. It always got people to come inside.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude.
And like by the end of the show, like I didn't realize how many people came inside until the lights went on, and then like I still see people, like they were still like moshing and everything, and like it was just completely packed, and everyone was like one more song, encore, and like dude,
love
like
it,
and
dude.
then
Chaos.
all throughout the show, everyone's like, holy fuck, you guys killed it, like when's your next show, and you know like
it's that power, dude. You just fucking set off a bomb on stage, dude, and people will come inside. You could be like one of the worst bands in the world, but if your stage presence is fucking killer, like that's why people come to shows.
1000%.
They come to see the music, dude. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. My favorite thing to get people to come inside, at least this is my newer thing. When I was playing with this band Wormflesh, I'd be like, everyone come up front so I can fuck you. Like I would scream out at people. Come up front so I can fuck you. Yeah.
Right. Couple of dudes just.
Yeah. They're like, excuse me. Yeah. Yeah.
He means it? Is that a promise?
What's funny is it more just scared people to come up because I was also at the time like bodybuilding and shit. I was like fucking ripped.
Gotcha.
And I was just like, come on, run so I can fuck you. And everyone's just like backing up.
If I am gonna get fucked, I don't want it to be by him.
Yeah, not by him. No.
Not him.
Yeah. Yeah, it was funny, But
that's so awesome.
But yeah, I miss playing shows, man. It was a good time, dude.
Yeah. I was actually like, I really wanted to, like I said, when I decided to get back serious, I was trying to find members, like, but then we're at the age where like everyone's just kind of doing their own thing, and so like you might be able to find someone to fill in every now and again, but it's super hard to find someone serious, someone who would want to be dedicated. And like it got to a point, bro, where I was like, you know what, fuck it. I was like, I'm literally about to just pull a Skrillex, bring my laptop, plug it in, and just karaoke my own shit, fuck it. And then like, and I was like, what would that be like actually?
Yeah,
like,
dude.
So just like some dude just like singing and screaming by himself.
Yeah,
on
playing
stage,
the guitar,
like,
playing drums with your feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got a drumstick like taped to my head trying to hit a cymbal.
Yeah. I saw a video of Skrillex one time and I was like, it was the coolest show I seen, dude. Like he had these things hooked to his body, right, that measured his movements and shit. And he put on a screen behind him was a big fucking alien, and it was him. Like everything he was doing, the alien was fucking doing up there. Like fuck it was so tight, dude.
That's wild.
Yeah, he's the big ass fucking alien up there, and he's just like this. It's fucking sick, dude. Yeah.
No, dude, that's crazy. Like, and people like, I mean, granted, anyone's gonna shit on what's popular, but
Oh yeah.
like Skrillex got so much hate, and I was like, you literally you can't hate the dude because he actually knows music. He
Yeah,
started
dude.
off in the metal scene, and like,
Yeah, yeah.
he can shred his ass off. He can like, so when it comes to his actual music ability, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Two, he's collaborated with every big name,
Totally.
possible.
Dude,
And
Justin
three,
Bieber.
like,
Like,
dude,
yeah.
like, yeah.
How do you
And
hate on somebody that is making millions in the music scene doing what he loves? Like,
and
how can you hate on that?
and
Like,
and not even that, like he put dubstep on the map, made it commercial,
totally, yeah.
and
Yeah.
he has his own sound. Like when you hear Skrillex, you know Skrillex.
Yeah, straight up, yeah.
Like
Yeah, yeah.
who else under an independent artist like can like has those accolades?
Yeah. Dude,
Like
all those audio, all those weird sounds he puts in his things are all it's all vocal audio too. Do you know
I
that?
fucking knew it.
That's
Because
yeah.
just the way, yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
this is a type of like, it just sounds like vocal manipulation.
Yeah. No,
some
he
sort
just
of vocoder, some sort of sampler, some
yeah,
sort
he
of
just takes different sounds and he fucking changes the sound
Yeah.
of them and makes them go backwards and forwards and like all that shit, or slows them down, like, and that's all it is. It's just a fucking bunch of vocals.
Because I was like the way that some of his sounds, like the way that they swell, like it has that vocal characteristic, like that
Yeah,
like
exactly. Yeah,
it has, and I'm like what synth does that,
Yeah.
it's such like a nuanced detail that most
Yeah.
like we're gonna notice that because we do music, but like to the general crowd audience, like it sounds crazy. Like if you were to take this clip out of context right now and
Yeah.
show it to somebody, they'd be like, "What the fuck are this dude talking
Yeah.
about?" First
Yeah.
they went from gay frogs to Skrillex screaming. Like, what are they talking about?
Listen, Joe Rogan, I'm mentally retarded. Best
shit.
Alex Jones quote of all time, for sure.
100%.
Yeah.
It's up there with the Charlie Sheen fucking Tiger's Blood. Remember when all that was going down?
Yep. Yeah.
She asked him, whoever was interviewing, she goes, but why so many drugs? Just why? And he goes, why not?
Yeah, exactly. I was just thinking the same thing. Like, why not? Like, fuck.
Yeah, why not?
Him and Gary Busey need to fucking party together, man. I feel like someone would die.
Every time I think of Gary Busey, it just makes me think of Family Guy and how they draw him out all exaggerated and goofy looking. And everything.
Yeah, dude, he's just.
I can't take him serious anymore.
That poor guy's gone. Yeah,
100%.
I think it all started though because he like busted his head like on his motorcycle or something, right? Like he.
Oh, I don't know.
I think he fell on his motorcycle, got a bunch of brain damage, and then it was just like drugs after that. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, that's why he's all fucking weird.
No cool.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
So, and I don't want to. I know you said that you didn't have a lot of time, and I don't want to bring you too much past. However, we gotta bring it up and talk about it, because even just because I forgot that I was following the band's like socials.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until recently, this whole resurgence and everything, and then, first and I'm sure you've answered it 200,000 times over.
Yeah.
So just so now you have just a video clip that you can just send people.
Mm-hmm.
Why isn't Shadow of the Colossus on Spotify?
Platforms? Yeah.
Why isn't?
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna answer this one last time. It's just. I don't mean to be rude to anybody when they ask. It's just a matter of like, Shadow of the Colossus is not really a band anymore, so it's not something I really take like extremely seriously, The reason why we're not on Spotify and things like that is because our band name is Shadow of the Colossus, which is a PlayStation video game, which Sony happens to be really happy about certain shit. The main reason is we do not want to get sued. We don't want to get sued for having a band name that's a video game. Like I feel like that's a reasonable fucking thing.
Absolutely.
The other main reason, the other main reason is our bassist is now a famous country star, right? So it would make him an actual target. You know what I'm saying?
It would put him in legal trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck his career up.
And the other thing is our
what name does he perform under?
Devin Dawson.
Devin Dawson? Okay,
yeah.
And you were talking about your drummer?
Yeah, our drummer Jake, it's his twin brother. He's now producing he's now producing country albums and stuff that are like topping the charts on the Billboard charts
Yeah.
right now. Like it's a big deal. Like he's a huge deal out in that scene right
No,
now.
100%. Yeah.
And we don't want to. I mean, it's not that important to us to put it on Spotify because it's not worth the risk. You know,
Right.
It's like
Right.
like I don't want my friends to fucking suffer. You know, like
Exactly.
and there was a time when I was planning to do it, right? And I got a distro kid and all this stuff, and I hit him up and he said, "Please don't do it." He's like, "Please don't. This is why." And I was like, "Dude, I totally understand, man. I'm not trying to fucking fuck my friends over, you know." And
Yeah.
so we talked about it and decided to put all our music up for free on Bandcamp. I mean, there's all the YouTube links and stuff, and I feel like that's enough. You know what I'm saying? Like
it is, but like people want it to be convenient.
Totally,
you know?
totally,
so,
yeah.
Like, it's enough, but like it's not, unfortunately.
No,
you know?
no, I get it. I totally get it. But and then the other reason, the other thing is we have, Spotify is also not a very good company. Like they're not fucking cool, man. They don't pay artists very much money. There's been like lawsuits and all kinds of shit.
Yeah,
and
recently there was that whole thing about them.
And like we were just talking about it earlier, like. I mean, all of us, we're all about fighting against the fucking system, like fighting against the man. And I'm not going to fucking involve myself in something that makes fucking some multi-billion-dollar company even more rich, you know, when in the process they're fucking over their artists. Like that's not cool.
It's a legal thing. It's a moral thing. It's like, just all around. And to be honest, like if you like the artist that much, why can't you support them where they want to be supported?
Exactly. Go buy their album. You know,
exactly.
I mean, all our shit is free. I mean, we just did some vinyl pressings through Secret Swarm Records, and they just did everything for us. They're fucking great guys, dude. They just did an Elysia fucking re-release too, of what's the album called? It was their self-titled, I think, or Masochist or something like that.
Okay.
They just re-released it. It's called Elysia AD, and they did a reprint of it. They even did CDs and stuff. So if anyone wants to check that out, go check it out.
Yeah, no, that made me. And just for the record, I actually did pick up one of those vinyls.
Yeah.
So if anyone is able to find one of those vinyls, like quality is top notch, sound is top notch, build quality, like
the artwork, everything.
Yeah. Everything is professional to the standard you would expect it. Like,
exactly.
I didn't get some shitty dust sleeve with a pixely album art and a flimsy ass, like disc that could barely even, read the needle. Like, no,
here, I'll show you.
Like it is
I'll show you this. My wife did this for me because this is the only piece of music that I have left from all my homeless fucking journeys. It's this. I don't know if you could see it. It's my Shadow of the Colossus album. Here, I'm going to unplug it for just a second.
I can see it's like green and red.
Yeah, that's the Shadow of the Colossus album that we got.
And that's the
fucking thing there. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, she fucking framed it for me and everything. She's fucking cool, dude.
No, dude, that's
she's
phenomenal.
really cool.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah, but like that's the thing that they did for us too. And they made a run of t-shirts and everything, and they're just great guys, man.
I missed that, or else I would have picked it up. No, did you guys know that like you were making like just like killer tracks like that, like when you were making that like first album, like because as creatives, right? Once again, as writers, we kind of know like what bangs, like we know what's gonna hit.
Yeah.
We kind of have that sense. So like at the time, were you guys just like kind of just going balls to the wall, doing whatever, or like did you know you kind of like had a good project?
Well, yeah, I think we knew we had a good project. Honestly, we made music that we liked. Like we liked extremely heavy music. Like our past bands before that had kind of like a dungeon crawling theme, like you can kind of picture a guy walking through a dungeon with a torch, you know what I mean? Like that kind of fucking style of music.
Yeah.
But we were like, dude, let's put like some fucking bone crushing breakdowns that will just like literally shatter your soul. Like, you know what I mean? And I remember we were talking about it. We were like, let's just make the heaviest fucking band we can possibly think of. You know, like let's just go ham. Dope. And so that was the first album. And then after that, the guy started kind of softening up a little bit and listening to like old people shit. Like I call it old people shit. It's like older, like more mature music, you know? And they were just like, dude, let's kind of soften up a little bit, put some singing in there and like some like more spacey stuff. So that was the second album, Endgame. So it was just like us growing into shit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
My personal preference, dude, I'm still like into the young shit. Like I still love the brutality of the first album. Like that's my favorite, by far. The second album was fun to make too, because it was like a concept album on life. So
Yeah.
Read the lyrics, the first song is about conceiving a child, like birthing a child. You know what I mean? And then the very last
Mm.
song is death, and like the person's dying, and the people around them like, please don't die, blah blah blah, right? And it's everything in
Yeah.
between, dude. You got like teenage rebellion, you've got fucking midlife crisis, you've got trying to hit the
Yeah.
workforce, like everything. And if you read the lyrics, that's what it's all about. It's all a concept album on my
Hell
level.
yeah.
Yeah, so it was kind of cool and fun to make that. But personally, I prefer the first album stuff
Yeah,
better.
no, I still
Yeah,
go back to it. Like it's on like my phone. You know, I was able to
yeah,
download all the computer, get it on my phone, and
yeah.
because just at the time, man, like in, you know, because as we talked about earlier, like you know, I grew up as a nerd, so
Hmm.
you know, as soon as they showed Shadow of the Colossus at
Yeah,
E3, like you know, like I had to find everything I could on that
hmm.
game, and
Yeah,
then just by extension, that's how I found the band. You know, was searching
yeah.
for the game. And then I was like, wait the fuck a second, right? Because usually when people do like video game homages or covers or like, it's always like
Hmm.
kind of gimmicky. You know, it's
Yeah,
kind of
totally.
corny, kind of
Yeah,
cheesy, yeah. But then I was like, oh, these guys are like serious. Like, oh, they're
yeah.
good. Oh, and this was when you know, like I was playing shows, and you
Hmm.
know, and when you go play shows, and you know, you gauge the scene, like you know what bands just aren't that great. You know who you're better than. You know who you're worse than. Like,
Yeah, you
so
know he's
and
gonna
also kind
crush
of
it.
looking at
Yeah.
it from that angle, yeah, like and like even going back and listening to it just recently, like I was like, even the production quality is still top fucking notch.
Yeah,
Like
that was
still top notch.
Bobby with Mayhemness Studios. He's still doing his stuff too. So if anyone needs to record stuff, go check him out. So
You
it's
said his name was Bobby at Mayhem Nest?
yeah, Bobby Swanson at Mayhemness Studios.
Mayheminess.
Yeah,
Huh. That's an interesting name.
he's a really good guy, man. I grew up with him. Like we went to high school together and stuff, and we got a room together. We started this thing called 102 Thrash Crew in the fucking in the studio down here. It's a big warehouse where bands play and they practice and
Okay,
stuff.
okay.
And
Yeah, 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 yeah.
our room was 102, and he just fucking had some computer stuff and started fucking with shit, and
Just
eventually got like really good at it, like by himself. And
it
then
shows.
yeah, and then he started going to school to learn, and he's just even better now, dude. And he records tons of bands, dude. Like he's got his
That's
own.
crazy.
He's still in the same fucking studio, different room, but he's still in the same fucking building. You know, it's just really
No,
cool
that's
that he made a
phenomenal.
job out of it and stuff.
And that's and
So
that actually so yeah, and I'm networked with not to say like I talk to them on a day-to-day basis or
mhm.
anything and like but like Joel Wanacek, Joey Sturgis, you know,
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
part of the URM alumni.
hmm,
And you know these guys that they're running it, you know, and we have direct access to them. You know, I've talked to them a couple times. They're going to
hmm,
be on this, you know, eventually, and
cool.
that's kind of how they started out as well. Like they were just in bands, and they were like, "Hey, we need to record our shit," and then they
Yeah,
just had like
we
some
ain't got
shitty
no money.
microphones, a shitty computer, yeah, and
Yeah,
like they just made it work, and like you know now they're top of the game. Like
yeah,
you know
yeah,
they've been producing and mixing and engineering and
yeah.
you know all this shit, and so like in I actually what's his name, Anthony Garza,
Anthony
the
Garza.
good
Yeah,
Anthony, thank you.
yeah.
I just watched the
From
Oceano
Suicide.
yeah,
Was he
from
in
Suicide
Suicide Silence?
Silence.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I just watched their Oceano interview because Oceano's making a little comeback, and it was crazy to find out that their album Depths, you know, with District of Misery and Samuel the
Hmm.
Destroyer, was recorded with a pod farm. And you know, you would never, yeah, you would
Yeah,
never expect the one of the most crushing like death metal classics was
yeah,
recorded on some little red fucking,
yeah,
you
dude.
know.
Yeah.
And Joel was telling me one day that like literally even to this day, like industry like you know like crushing records are still recorded with pod farms like
Yeah,
because it just works you know
yeah,
like
totally.
and it sounds great
Hmm.
and live what they use now was a Kemper profile made by Will Putney and they blend together a PRS Archon and a 6505 and they did that when they came out with Ascendance and that was back in like 20 like 14 or 15 so
Hmm.
they've been using literally the same tone for over 10 years you know
Hmm.
at this point and I say all that because, you know, talking about production quality and like the way that you guys recorded and everything, like, was it just miking up the cabs and the amps, or was there
Yeah.
like some post production that went into it, or?
Oh yeah, yeah. There was like he does mixing, mastering, all of that stuff. So I mean, he'll quantize his stuff, quantizes the drums.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I think our drummer quantized the drums on that album. But nowadays you can't just do a raw fucking product, otherwise it sounds like some crust punk. You know what I mean?
Dude, yeah,
Like
yeah.
if you wanna blend into like the scene nowadays, it's like you got to have stuff quantized. You know,
On the
there's
grid, it's
yeah,
yeah,
dude,
dude.
yeah. There's another guy out here in Sacramento. God, what is his name? I think it's something Crow Productions. Fuck. I don't want to butcher it. I'm gonna look it up real quick. But what he
Yeah.
does is he takes actual drum sounds that your drummer is playing, and he quantizes it with those drum sounds. So he doesn't use like Superior Drummer, where it's like your drums
Oh,
are just fully
interesting.
edited and robotic. Like, and
Yeah.
it sounds more natural and real. Crowkeeper Studios.
Crowkeeper
Crowkeeper
Studios.
Studios.
I'll
Yeah,
write that down.
yeah, he's a great dude, man. Actually, an interview with him would be cool too. He's really knowledgeable and he could talk forever. Like, we have
No,
long ass
I'll
conversations.
definitely. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll definitely hit him up.
I sell
You
him
know, I'll
meat from
take
time to
anyone.
time. Yeah,
No
yeah,
diddy, no diddy.
yeah, yeah. No kidding. Moving along. Um,
Once an out of context clip.
yeah, totally. Yeah.
uh,
But yeah, with the recording stuff, we did quantizing, we did all of that shit, just like any other artist does. Like,
yeah,
Bobby does
I
it
mean,
really well.
there's no special sauce to it, you know.
No,
Like
there isn't.
there's
Yeah, but I mean, it's all it's just on how you want it to sound, you know.
100%.
And honestly, every dollar that we made from each album, we would take each dollar from that album and put it right into the next album. Like, and that's what the band was all about. It was just like making music that we wanted to make. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, man.
we didn't want to fit some kind of criteria where it was like, yeah, we're
Yep.
going to be the next big thing, you know. And it was honestly a surprise to me that it became such a big thing. You know, like, we were selling albums in different countries and stuff, sending them. They were paying like ridiculous shipping fees.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we made a run of T-shirts, and I think they were sold out in like a couple days. Like,
So then what was the and I don't want to use the wrong word, but for lack of a better word, like what was the fallout? Like was it did the project, did the band just kind of like fizzle out like slowly but surely? People started going different directions. Was there
kind of.
like a big event? Like what ended
There
up
was no
happening?
event. No, we're all really great friends still.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
Jake
awesome.
and Devin are twins, right? And these kids are just prodigies at everything they touch. Like, funny quick story, Jake used to play drums for the band we were in called the Bale Castrum. And our drummer quit the band, like, before a show.
Oh shit.
And we were like, what the fuck? And we were nothing, really. We weren't even a big deal at all. And he quit the band right before the show, and Jake's like, I'll fucking do it. We're like, okay. So we put him on drums, and he fucking killed it. And from that point on, he was our drummer. Like, that's how good these guys are. Like,
Yeah.
Devin, who's now Devin Dawson in the country scene, he started making his own songs, like more like acoustic rock type stuff, and it was fucking killer, dude. And so those two guys, like, music, they're meant for music, dude, guaranteed. Anyone you
Yeah.
ask that knows them too, they're made for music. And so they fucking they got sent. They went out to Nashville and went to some music writing school. I guess like John Mayer went there and a bunch of other people, like famous artists.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
so they went there and fucking started doing music, and that's when the band kind of stopped.
Okay.
But
Okay.
they were out there, right? And so what they were doing is writing music, and then I don't remember clearly completely, but they would come back, and I remember we recorded in my apartment one time, and they had to go back to Nashville, and we were just kind of like a long distance band after that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And then our guitarist Bryce ended up going to the military, so he went into the military,
Okay.
got out of the military,
Okay.
got a job and stuff like that. And I still talk to all of them. Like, they're all fucking great friends, and like, I feel blessed to even be able to like spend the time that I spent with them to make music.
Yeah.
You know,
No, man.
because
That's
I
awesome.
I feel like bottom of the barrel compared to these guys. Like, these guys are like really fucking good.
Felt
You
that.
know? Yeah, and so I just
Felt
feel
that.
like it's been an honor to like work with them on certain shit. You know?
No, 100%, dude. Because
Yeah.
even and I was curious. So when you guys, and I say you guys meaning the band as a single entity, when you guys signed with Secret Swarm, what was the intentionality of that? Was that just to do the vinyl pressings?
Yeah, we
To
didn't really
send-
sign with them. All we did was just do a thing where it was like, hey, we want to
Yeah.
press this, and we want to repress the album and remaster it and shit. And we were like, yeah, sure,
Yeah.
go ahead. You know, that was all it was. It
And-
wasn't like signing to a record label or anything like that. Like, anything we release from now on is not like on that label, you know. But
Right.
they wanted to give our
Okay.
fans what we couldn't give them. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And that's what it was all about. It's like, People love the first album. Let us repress it. We'll do everything. You don't have to pay anything. We'll send you a couple
That's so
copies,
crazy.
And I was just like, cool, man. I'm down, dude. You know?
No, and like and I asked that because just like you said, just being a part of that and having that in your portfolio, no matter how long ago it was,
Hmm.
and still having good relationships, with all these people who were involved, like if you ever wanted to get back into music, not saying you would just like, start at the top or something, like
Yeah,
you would actually be able to like kind of find your way back in, like if you
totally.
wanted to.
Well,
And
nowadays I prefer not to. Like I
yeah,
prefer to play music and keep it small and just for fun. Like that.
yeah.
Like even now today, like after all the music I've done, like I did tours with Conducting from the Grave. I was in that band for a while. Um, I was in Fate for a while. That was on Metal Blade Records. Conducting was on Sumerian Records, and then I did Shadow of the Colossus, which wasn't on a record label, but ended up being DIY, pretty fucking big deal. And like
Yeah.
I've learned that I just like making music, dude. Like I don't even, and through all of that, like I haven't made a dime, bro. Like I haven't like cashed out on any of these bands. Like it's just been like all about music, all about fun, all about a good time, and it's just for the
But then
love of the
notice,
music.
yeah,
That's all it
and
is.
notice, and the end product shows. Like,
Yeah.
I've had to scrap plenty of projects. Like, you can hear when you're not into it. Like,
Hmm.
it shows in the final product. Like,
Yeah. It's like
when
fuck, we got to
your
come out with an
heart's not
album.
in
The
it,
label
when you're
needs
not.
another
Yep,
album. Yeah.
yep.
But and now
And like,
it's like I can do whatever I want, dude. You know what I'm saying? I love it.
there's no
I love it.
pressure. There's
Yeah.
no deadlines. There's no like
Exactly.
limitations. There's
Yeah.
no. Yeah,
Like
no.
I have some Shadow of the Colossus stuff I need to put vocals on still. It's like 6 songs. Brand
And
new
is
stuff.
that? I was just about to ask. Yeah, so that's going to be new stuff. Is that like a new
Yeah.
EP? Are you going to do trickle release on singles? Like,
I'm not sure yet. Probably singles, honestly.
yeah.
All that needs is my vocals. It's just like, like I've been telling you, I've been so fucking
Yeah.
busy, dude. Like
No,
so
hey
fucking
man,
busy.
feast or famine. Like that
Yeah.
was my last job. So when
Yeah.
you were told, for anyone who's gonna watch this after the fact, Andrew and I have been working on a track from my project, Survivors of Suicide, and he's just been super busy with his stuff. And I can understand that because my last job, literally, it was a feast or famine type,
Hmm.
and like there would be literally like 2 to 3 months where
Hmm.
like I'm pretty much on standby, like I'm not really doing shit. And
Yeah.
so I'm like, hey, let me take on like some personal projects. And sure enough, I take
Yeah.
those on. And then, yeah, now
Yeah.
I'm traveling constantly. And, I got all these assignments, tasks. And, I got like, and so,
Yeah.
and I literally, when we were texting some of the times, like I had to laugh at some of it because I've been there as well.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
just like, dude, I'm so sorry. I know
Yeah.
you've never worked with me before, but I swear it's not usually like this. And
Yeah.
like,
Totally.
like I have been there multiple times.
Well, I'm glad you understand because I really feel terrible. Like,
Yeah,
I feel terrible when I
no.
can't come through for people.
Well,
But
it's also about the effort. Like if you would have just been like, hey, dude, sorry, can't do it, deuces. I'd
yeah.
have been like, all right, fuck you too.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
That's
like
not gonna
the
happen.
fact that you've been making like at least like sequential progress,
Yeah.
like, and there's been the constant effort, and like you said, you just put some on, and you're gonna have it finished soon, and
Yeah.
like all this stuff, and just to ask, like, how has that process been getting back into vocal writing, and are you approaching it differently now that your name is going to be on someone else's project, or are you kind of tackling it the same?
Kind of tackling it the same. Like it's honestly, like I said, it's just for the love of it. Like I just enjoy doing it, dude. Like
Yeah.
I enjoy doing a run of like a bars of vocals and then listening back to it and being like, fuck yeah. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like that's I love that part.
Yes.
Like I have another couple people, like my friend and his wife. Dude, his wife shreds. Like they fucking play
Oh, that's
guitar.
awesome.
They write music together, shred on guitar, and they've been writing songs and sending them to me, and I've been like recording stuff with them sometimes. Like just a couple weekends ago, I went over there and recorded some vocals on stuff. We didn't barely got anything done because we just sat there and talked the whole time. But
It'd be like that.
yeah, totally. But I mean, but it's fucking like I would do a line and they'd be like, let's listen to that real quick, and they play it and they both look at me like fuck yeah. And we're all just like in the room like fuck yeah. Like that's what I love about it, dude.
Yes,
That's what I love about it.
Yes. Like,
And it's not an
when you were
egoic thing at all. It's your art, right? It's like if you
No,
drew a
literally,
picture
man,
and you
and
look at
like,
it and you go fuck yeah. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
like I did that. I executed it. Like, and it's not even the fact that like, oh, this is great, this is the best thing ever. It's like this is literally my efforts like stamped, like
Yeah,
immortalized, and like, and like I'm doing it for myself. It's coming from a different place, a personal place, and
yeah,
now like I have that immortalized in this thing that like it no one can take it from me.
yeah,
Like
mm-hmm,
no one can take it from me.
yeah,
And like you want to be proud of what you do, like when you
yeah,
truly love something, you put your effort towards it, like you want to be proud of it, you
yeah.
know.
Dude,
And
I need to tell you, I need to warn you real quick. My
oh,
fucking iPad has been plugged in and it's still, it looks like it's about to die, even though it's been
okay.
plugged in. So,
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Well,
I don't
we
know what's
can
going
no,
on,
no.
but
I mean, we can end this if need be.
I'm so
Uh,
sorry, dude. Do you have any more questions? I just wanted to let you know if it shuts off, it shuts off. That's all.
gotcha,
Yeah,
gotcha.
we can keep going until it dies if you want, but I just didn't want you to be cut
Hey, yeah,
short.
no, it's up to you. No, I appreciate that though. I appreciate that. So, let me see.
Dude, this charger sucks. Are you serious, bro? It's been plugged in this whole time.
Is it plugged in all the way?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's. I mean, I keep looking at it. I'm like, why is it not charging? Like, it was at 3% while it's been charged, and it just keeps going
Oh,
down.
interesting.
It's so weird.
Yeah,
Uh,
I wonder if it's just like pulling too much power and then for whatever
Maybe.
reason, like it's not,
It's
giving
honestly
enough
a.
in the.
It's honestly a shitty charger too, like some gas station charger thing.
No,
But
no, it'd be like that. It'd be
yeah,
like that. No, man, that was pretty much it. I didn't want this whole entire thing to surround Shadow of the
yeah.
Colossus. Obviously, like I wanted to hit on all those points because, like, just to give you right, and I kind of talked about it a little bit. I was like, holy shit, like found these guys out of nowhere. They ended up being phenomenal, right? Showed all my friends and like you. I think it's in the Grove. You guys
Mhm.
actually have a riff that's like gent before gent was a thing,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
like it's all like bouncy and it's all
Hmm.
like catchy, and
Yeah,
like you guys are actually like doing some of this shit before there was even like terms and everything. So
yeah.
yeah, when there was more activity on the page, the Secret Swarm, and you started talking a little bit on it, and then I was like, and this song, the one that I sent you, I've been working on it for like the past like 4 years now, and for this to like kind of come like full circle to like
Hmm.
someone I used to listen to who's just like, yeah, no, like I like this, let's fucking do it, like
Yeah.
like just for me, like it's like an awesome moment, like,
Cool,
so I
man.
do want to thank you on that, like thank
Yeah.
you so much, like I was
Thanks for
super hype on it.
thanks for trusting me with something that's so important to you.
Yeah, and
Seriously.
I'm glad you approached it that way because
Yeah.
there's been artists that like I've worked with, and I'll send them the track and they'll be like, yeah, yeah, I love it, but then like they just kind of do it just to do it, and
Dude,
then
and
like,
someone gave like I was talking to someone about your project and I was like, fuck, I gotta get to that thing. And he was like, well, like it's just a feature. Like you don't have to. I'm like, dude, I can't fucking do that. Like I can't
yeah,
just like
like,
go like just spit some bullshit. Like it's done here, Like
yeah,
it's
because
gotta
I mean,
be.
honestly, like if you did, like I'm not going to put it out.
Yeah,
Like to be
exactly.
honest, like
No, no, I
I'm
feel
not
you,
going
dude.
to.
That's rude, dude. That's like disrespectful, man. You know what I mean? Like
I
why
and
wouldn't
I
you put your
personally
best
think it is as well.
and why
Exactly. Like why wouldn't you?
yeah, dude, it's music. It's an expression of yourself. You don't it's not work. You know what I mean?
Right,
It's like
right.
this is an expression of yourself. You should fucking
Mm-hmm.
enjoy it. You should make it the best you possibly can. And fucking like I'm the type that'll fucking do the whole death clock thing where it's like it's getting nice and heavy, and then be like delete, start over. You know what I mean? Like uh, we gotta go.
Yep.
We gotta go record on a fucking nuclear submarine in the Mariana Trench.
Oh
Just to
yeah,
make it
no,
metal enough.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Like
There has definitely been like I'll record and I'm just like too clean. Just
yeah,
do it too
yeah. No,
clean.
it's not heavy enough, dude. Like that's not
It's
brutal enough.
not.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%,
I'll do
hundred
the whole
percent.
song and be like, oh, the lows just aren't low enough. Like we need to go lower. You know what I'm saying?
Really,
Like
and even
yeah.
down to like tone, like I didn't like my vocal shape. I didn't like the way I said that vowel. I
Yeah,
didn't like,
exactly.
there wasn't enough overtones in my
Yeah.
false chord. Like, yeah, no, like if you're not getting granular with it like that, like like are you really like in it? Like
Hmm.
not to
Yeah.
like gatekeep or be elitist about it, but like
No,
like
I
I
totally get
do
it.
think those details matter, and like when it comes to like some of these great vocalists that we love in any bands, like they're all meticulous like that. They're
Yeah,
all granular
exactly.
like that.
Yeah.
Unless they're just a freak of nature and they just got it like that, right? Because that
Yeah.
does happen.
No, like yeah, like seriously, some parts I'll like when I'm writing it, I'll write it out, I'll do the sounds, and I'll be like, that last part needs a yak sound, like a yak. Like it's got to have the K at the end, or like a
Yes.
CK, or like I'll be
Yes.
like this next part needs to have like a T sound at the end, like you know what I mean, like.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so it's like I'll get that meticulous about it. Like it's just like, and I'll write my lyrics so that the last word in that line is, you know what I mean, the last fucking sound. Like, and when you get it just right, bro, and it just hits, dude, it's like,
yeah, you get the pocket, you get
fuck,
the, yes.
yes,
Yes.
yeah.
No, there's been times where like I'm about to upload something, you know, like it's finished, I'll listen back to it just one final time, and then like I'll hear like some post production, right? Like, and I'm like, I don't like the chord that violin makes.
Yeah.
I need to run it back.
Yep.
Like, we're pulling it. Fuck it. I don't care.
Yeah, dude.
You know, like I don't want to listen back to anything I do to where I'm like, fuck, I should have done this. Damn it, I should have done that. Oh, why didn't I do it this way? Why didn't I? You know, like I want to be proud of what I do.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
And if you're gonna do anything worthwhile, then it's worth doing it all the way.
Yeah.
You know.
Mm-hmm. Totally, man.
So
that goes for anything in life, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Well, it was really good talking to you, bro. Like, you're a great dude. Like, it's actually been really nice to talk to you.
I appreciate that.
I was just telling my wife, I was like, fuck, I gotta do this interview and I gotta like pretend like I'm like really like happy and shit like that. And she was like, you don't have to pretend. And I was like, yeah, you're right. And then I hop on with you and it's just like, dude, this is a great conversation. Like I want to just keep talking. You know what I mean?
Oh no, I was actually gonna say like I definitely got to get your like Discord or like your Steam name.
Yeah.
Like we definitely got a game like sometime.
Totally.
And, like,
fuck yeah, dude.
Like,
I've been playing a lot of Diablo 4 lately because their season 4 has been so good, dude. So I've been playing a lot of Diablo 4. I will be playing War Within on World of Warcraft when it comes out.
Okay.
That's the next expansion. And then also I'm going to be doing Path of Exile, their new season that's coming out. And Path of Exile is a free game. So
yeah,
if you want to play that, man, let me know. Yeah.
No, I'm totally down. You know, I got into Diablo, not into it, but I was introduced to it on number 3. I know it was divisive amongst fans. Some of them didn't like 4, and they all went back to the remake of number 2. But I've been meaning to jump on them. Like, I had a good time with number 3.
Yeah.
You know, plenty of hours.
I did too. Number 4 was really good too. It's just you ran out of content so fast. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And
gotcha.
Like, season 4, they changed everything. Like, everything. The gear, they changed the gearing system. They changed end game content. They changed literally everything, and it's just like a whole new game. And like, even though you get a character to level 100, you can still like push pits and like fucking strengthen up your gear. And then it's like, okay, now I'm gonna make a new character and do all the same shit, and it's just like constant, bro. Like it's
like the gameplay loop is like awesome. Like,
oh yeah,
dude,
yeah.
that's so good to hear. Yeah, because my cousin he's been playing it. He's been wanting me to get on it with him. One of my other buddies, he's been wanting me to play with him, and like just between I juggle a lot of shit. And one of the games I've been playing the most recently is Helldivers. And like,
oh, dude, I want to get that game so bad, dude. Yeah,
it is.
I heard it's amazing. Yeah, yeah.
They really captured just like cartoony chaos, like sci-fi. Like they captured, and then now Starship Troopers are actually coming out with their own game, and Casper Van Dien, they got him voice acting in it and everything.
I don't know if you've ever heard the band Curl Up and Die. Have you heard them? It's like really old metal, like kind of thrashy stuff. But they use this is when I was like 16 I used to listen to them. But they always would use Starship Troopers samples in their songs.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Ain't much to look at if you scrape them off your boot. Just fucking blast beats. Or like what was the other one? Are we shooting people or what? You know what I mean? It was always fucking Starship Troopers and like other movies and stuff like that, but mostly Starship Troopers. I thought it was really cool. But whenever I hear Starship Troopers, I think about that band again.
I know you've been just like, I don't know if you've noticed, but like anytime I look off screen, I've been writing stuff down. Like you've given me already like a bunch of things to check out, a bunch of bands, some of those studios, and like so like I'll definitely be diving into some of this stuff.
Cool, man. Yeah.
Whenever I'm able to next.
If you want to interview Bobby from Mayhemness, let me know. I'll hit him up, dude. Like he'd be down for it. I'm sure, dude. I'm sure he'd be down for it. So yeah, let me know if you want to do it. He's done a lot of fucking big artists and stuff too. So.
Definitely.
A lot of experience. I think he even did what's it called? What are they called? Rings of Saturn. A couple other bands. Yeah. I that's the only one that comes to mind. Yeah. But anyways,
Yeah, that's
That's
it
the
right
cue.
there.
I'm sorry, brother. Hey, it was really great
it's all
talking to you,
good.
bro. It was really great talking to you. You're a great guy,
Likewise.
and I really hope the best for this thing that you're doing, man. I think
I
it's really
appreciate
good
that.
of you. Yeah, totally,
Yeah.
man.
No, and I'll hit you up and I'll get your info offline so we can go ahead and kill some angels and demons and
Yeah, fuck yeah,
whatnot.
yeah. Keep in touch, brother. All
Yo,
right,
likewise. Yeah, man.
all
Hey,
right,
you
buddy.
have a good one.
You too, brother. Take care.
All right.